Hi, and welcome to this short video on how to customize the viewer in P3D. First, click the Customize the Viewer tab. And as you can see here at the top, you can change the HDI environment. These are basically a number of different images that you can use to put lighting onto your 3D model. So if I, for example, choose this one here, I can display the environment in the background, so you can see the image. That provides the lighting. In most cases, though, you wouldn't want to do that, but instead, you can then add a background on here. But before we get to that, let's just look at some of the options here. So these two options, post-processing and camera settings, are both related to how the camera views the 3D model. So the bloom strength here is basically a special artifact of a camera where it will put glow in the model. Since this model doesn't have very shiny surfaces, it's not very important in this case. The perspective is basically the camera perspective. So the field of view will change how the perspective of the model looks. But I think in this case, we'll just keep it at its default. And here, you can set the viewer background. You can either set a color tone or you can select an image. So, for example, I can take a pattern like this, or I can choose a background image. If I take a background in a pattern like this, I can then go to the so-called vignette effect, where I can add sort of a vignette focus on my 3D model and turn out the corners of the background. I can also add a logo. So since this is a Birchboard model, let's add a Birchboard logo. And I simply do that by selecting an image file, and you can see how the image then shows up here, and I can scale it. So basically make it bigger or smaller. I can also slide it across the screen and decide exactly where to put it with respect to the 3D model. Finally, I can choose the navigation style. There's a turntable with a lock tilt, which basically means that it's locked to a flat surface, or you can have it free. But in most cases, we recommend to keep it as locked tilt, as it's much easier to handle 3D models. And here you can then save the default. And finally, you can enable and disable augmented reality, and you can set the scale of the augmented reality model, as we are going to cover in a different video. It's very easy to link directly to the model and use it in AR. So in this case, the model diameter is about 1 meter. It might be a little bit much for a t-shirt, so let's make it smaller. So for example, let's say 0.5 meter. And then you can finally save the changes here. And there we go. Thank you for watching this, and we hope you watch some of our next upcoming videos.